believe I'm live. Hey everybody. Oh. Let me just check the stream real quick just to make sure it's actually live. Happy Wednesday. I know it's super late, but I've been playing Washing Simulator for the past, that's the best way to explain it, like ever since I downloaded it. And I just wanted to take some time to play a game that I just love. Okay. I just wanted to take some time. There I am. Okay. So before it gets into an echo, I'm going to turn this off. If it streams, it streams. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, alrighty. So, to confirm, I have been playing this quite a bit, and I absolutely love it. So, I started the Firehouse, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stream this. If, you know, you guys want me to do the earlier ones, if there's for some reason, any reason that people want to see me do some of the earlier stuff, let me know. I love this game. So, and all the things I've been doing on an Xbox. God, that's just amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So I've been doing this on the Xbox, and I don't know the controls for this yet, so. Okay, so that's how I change the nozzle. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so that does that. Okay, auto rotates it. Alright, let me turn down the sound just a little bit here. Actually, you know what? Let me bring up the chat just in case anybody pops in. Yeah. Don't think so. It's 9 o'clock at night right now at the moment. All right. I kind of want to do this so I could chat a little bit about what's been going on. Short and simple, as I started a new job. Long version, there's been a lot. Yeah. Lots changed in life. I think this is all clean. One of the main reasons I've been doing this video is because my wife, yeah, she's my wife now. She watches a lot of like relaxing videos, stuff where they're like cooking and they're like making just general noises. You know, and that's what she falls asleep to mostly every night. I just kind of was thinking, she watches me play this game a lot recently, and I was like, why not? Let's just go ahead and record a quick one for her. It's funny how life just kind of changes on you fast. Let's see here. controls. Equipment. Stance is left control. Can I do like the highest graphical settings? I didn't touch any of this before I got here. Let's do maximum, yeah. Ooh. Let's do 120 frame rate. I don't know if I... Anti-aliasing, render scale. Ooh, man, I'm just gonna pump up a lot of the graphics here right now. Shadow distance, yeah, that's good. Shadows on. That's legacy. I have no idea what that is, so I'm not gonna touch that. Select extension, select soap, equip, previous aim mode, select nozzle, show dirt is tab. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Tab is not working. What's up, the Plushmeister, master of plushin'? Yeah, I will definitely be getting back on VR pretty soon. I literally, like, as it was done after my last excursion, I went and laid down like an old man. Living the plush life, Mr. Plushmeister. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna need... Yeah, there we go, that's gonna help this. Is that a Rick and Morty reference? Because I know, like, what was it, the final season, they had Evil Morty, he goes off to a different universe because Rick made himself God in the one. Or at least that's what I think I understood from that episode. Perfect. All right. The absolute best TF fan. Is that Team Fortress? What's this TF stand for? The plushy alternative form. It's like almost like alternative rock. Oh, Transformers. More robots in disguise. Is that what you're going for? Plushy in disguise. It worked. I'm actually becoming popular in Transformers community with that account. That's awesome. If I had to be honest, I'm not the. No, I don't want to say I'm not a fan because I do like Transformers, but I just don't like watch it very often. The movies leave kind of a sour taste in my mouth, and I mean the live action ones. Okay, so what I want to do, go options menu, options here, so controls. Let's take a look. Select soap, equip nozzle. Power washer, select soap, equip. A mode. Show dirt, tab. Let's do caps lock for that. Maybe that might help. No, it doesn't help at all. Might be bugged. Alright, this means I gotta clean walls. You know what, I'm a real power washing simulator today. They don't have the power of sight. Sight beyond sight. See, now that was what I was a big fan of growing up, was Thundercats. Oh, that's what I'm missing. Okay. I was like, what am I missing on this thing? Bang, bang, boom. Fletcher, you're a cool guy. You're gonna be like so popular, and I'm gonna be like, you know what? I know who the real plushie is. I'm his father. Joking, of course. Oh man, that feels good to clean all that. I know it's only digital, it's pixels, but God, that feels so nice. Something that feels real, right? Oh, base. I think it's glitched. Because it says the wall base still needs cleaning, so like when I go up here, this wall's done. When I aim down here, it's like wall base needs cleaning. It's okay. It's fine. There we go. Let's go ahead. Oh. Let's do that. Nice, dude. Congrats. You don't have to say anything about, you know, where you're working for. It's the same thing with me, right? We can always talk about Discord about it on Discord later. I'm just gonna use this to jump. There we go. My bones are fine. They're not broken at all. Yeah, I have to play this on computer more often. It's just nice. I don't understand what anybody mean that these pixels are doing different though. Look at that. There's something about like just cleaning stuff makes me feel happy. The fact that I'm not wasting water as well too. What do you want to teach? Because I actually want to be a teacher too, believe it or not. Wanted to teach history. God, I love history. Harper Slaw. Hey, how's tricks? Still loving spraying your jet around? That's a very weird euphemism. Nearly missed out on another RV today. This thing is uglier than a chihuahua chewing a wasp, but would have been my little wasp chewing. I didn't read the rest of that. Whatever. Game has a weird sense of humor. Let's get some of that clean. Man, look at just that grime. That digital grime. I'm gonna love tap it. Oh, middle school stunts activities. That's interesting. Don't mind me asking why? Oh, okay. I love diving into the history of ancient civilizations. That's why 7th grade's all about. Yeah, I can see that. Boom yada. Okay, so we got a flaming couch, it looks like. And then just random paint up here. Okay. I don't know what any of this means, but interesting to say the least. Alright, goodbye. There we go. That does a pretty good job. That does a pretty good job because this is like not even that really tough stains. Now that I do need the power wash for this one. This one I need a very deep clean. The rust that's on this thing. Look at that. pimples. Ugly looking pimples. So I'm just kind of guessing on where I need to look. So as I'm reading, I went to work every day and listen to the students chatter about the recent dreams. And oh, that's awesome, man. Like I said, I've always wanted to be a teacher. It's like sharing knowledge. I've always found like just the process of knowledge sharing so interesting. Being able to take someone from something they have no idea what they're talking about, right? I just mean like in general, right? Like we all start our lives with no knowledge. We have such a basic rudimentary thinking process of just like breathe, eat, drink, just based on your circumstances, based on everything you experience in life, your knowledge just changes, right? It changes you. I mean, even the thought process of money, right? Like, I'm sorry, I know you probably might be responding, so I will respond to what you're saying, but when we think about money, right? Money changes your life as soon as you know what it means. As a kid, you probably like even me. Let's take for me, for instance. I had no idea what the value of money meant until I got into my first job. Yeah, not even before that. Yeah, it's got to be when I first started working, and I knew what it meant to be making. What was I making? A little bit more than it's called minimum wage. I was making like $7.17 at the time. Which when, first starting out, I was 17, getting paid that much money. I was like, man, I am loaded right now. I'm making just bank. Nah, I wasn't making anything. I was making what any random teenager any job can make. Let's do little circles. There we go. Oh, a little shaky. Sorry about that. Perfect. Look at that. Oh, thank you, Taddy. No, I don't have donations turned on. This is just for funsies. But if you want to subscribe, I really appreciate that. There are definitely plenty of fish in the ocean. Thankfully, that analogy has worked for me, because if I would have gone with the first fish, second fish, third fish, I wouldn't have met the woman that I love with my entire heart. And if she does watch this later, if she does watch this while she's trying to sleep, I just want to tell you my love. You are the best, and I love you with all my heart. And I'm just happy every single day that, get to spend 5 minutes with you. But enough of the mushy stuff. Let's keep washing. Let's see, these gas prices are actually killing me. They're slowly going down though, so thank God. If I can suggest something, Plushy, and I don't know, like how much disposable income you have right now at the moment, and if there's a Costco near you, but absolutely it's been the best purchase I've ever made in my entire life. And I know that's probably like such an old person thing to say, get a Costco membership, but as soon as you start driving, they always have the best gas prices. You can always get like a ton of Top Ramen. So if you ever need food, man, Top Ramen from Costco, cheap, and you get a lot of it. Perfect. Okay. Looking good, making good time here. Let's work on the wall basin. Awesome. Look at how well this is coming out, man. This is looking good. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Okay, let's get the extender out. My right kidney has severe failure. Oh. Well, I'm laughing because of the Thunder Gods, but I'm sorry to hear about your kidney. Is that just like hereditary, or is that just like, you know, just a something happened kind of thing? Yeah. Floor. Perfect. Oh. Almost just yeeted myself into the floor there. There we go. Okay, that takes care of that side. Oh, there's like a, yeah, that's a dirty spot. I thought that was a shadow. Perfect. Can I just jump from over here? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need like a kidney replacement? Because I would think that that's what they would do, right? Replace it, or you know, you would probably jump onto the list, I'm guessing. Let's get the green. Going. Using the key tapping feature here. Oh, that's too much. Alright, let's slow it down here. I gotta find the perfect hitting sequences. The only thing is my wife is sleeping right now, so hopefully this key tapping doesn't wake her. Oh. You know, I didn't have a kidney that died on me, but I did have a gallbladder that died on me. And it's actually kind of a funny story how that happened. Oh, hold on though, I'm almost done and I'll tell that story here in just a second. Perfect. Bang, bang, boom. Alright, so since, let me do this entire roof because that'll probably cost me my gallbladder story. So let me tell about that. Oh, actually, let me do this real quick and then I'll tell my gallbladder story. So much easier with the mouse. I didn't want to label this too much like ASMR because I'm still talking. Don't want anybody that's trying to sleep. I want to think it's like extremely quiet all the time. But, you know, if someone finds my voice relaxing, or someone enjoys just the conversation, you know, hopefully this helps you get to sleep and you have a good day at work tomorrow, or you ace the test that you're thinking about. It's not going to work out. For me, you know, getting this old now, I know I'm not super old, I'm not talking about like ancient, but getting to this age now, any sleep I get is just amazing. And, you know, for me, I watch the Game Grumps a lot, and I think they played a couple episodes of this, but I specifically stayed away from anybody who's done Let's Plays of this, because I've always wanted to play it myself, and I didn't want to be spoiled by anything. Because there's something about me just playing this that just makes it so much fun. And I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I took the time to wait to actually play this game, rather than watching somebody else play it. I think Markiplier played it as well too, but yeah, I strictly remember Markiplier playing this, but I've always just wanted to, like, yeah, like I said, play it myself. Look at that, man. Just getting rid of all that moss. Every single time I do it, it's just a wonderful experience. Every time. Let's see here. So what I like to do is, well, I don't know what the camera's going to look like, so usually the camera that shows everything, so I'll do L, J, was, I don't know if that's actually going to get me. We'll see. Right? But I was right here. Hooray! Okay. Oh, my gallbladder story. Can't forget about that. Alright. So, Fleshy, I do understand where you're coming from when it comes to losing a kidney, because I lost a gallbladder. So, funny story about that, how that actually happened, is, how many years ago was it? I'm going to say, it's right out of college. No, I was in college. I was working for the Westgate at the time. So Westgate is a hotel here in Las Vegas. It was probably my first real job. It wasn't my first job. It was my first real job where I was starting to make some money, and I cared about my career, and I was thinking about a lot of different things in my life, and I was like, oh, you know, okay, cool. So let's say I was 20 years old. So about, wow, 15 years ago. So about 15 years ago. And so it was around Thanksgiving. I barely started this new job, so I was maybe like 2 months in. My dad got me the job, and I was very trying to make a good impression, right? And at the time, I had just lost over 100 pounds. I was 195, looking good, right? And I was on a vegetarian diet. I was actually a vegetarian at the time, just because it was probably the best way to, you know, lose weight. With vegetarianism, I didn't eat a lot of meat. Well, so when I say vegetarian, right, I mean, like, I ate eggs. I consider eggs like meat, right? So it was like almost like pescatarian a little bit. It was a weird balance of just like eating vegan cheese, eating a lot of salads that didn't have any turkey or chicken in them, right? But every once in a while I would go get a burrito that had some chicken in it. But that's what I mean. So it's like 70-30 vegetarian, right? So I eat a lot of meat now, so definitely a lot less than what I was eating at the time. And so I don't know what move the camera too much. I want to make people dizzy. Sorry. Thanksgiving rolls around. Started this new job, right? And I'm like, okay, I've been doing extremely well. I'm gonna go crazy on Thanksgiving. Not gonna even give a care in the world, right? I start going ham, cheesecake, turkey sandwiches, gravy. Oh man, it was a sight to see that Thanksgiving, right? But I had lost so much weight. I wanted to kind of congratulate myself on being so good and taking care of myself and doing, all these things that I needed to do in my life, right? So then, it was at night. I was watching Bleach, so new episodes of Bleach on Toonami, and well, I'm trying to think of how I want to tackle this, but I'm watching new episodes of Bleach on Toonami. It's late, don't want to give too much information because there was something going on at the time with somebody else, not with me. But I'm like, I'm up late. Got done playing some Halo. Everyone's gone. Still living with the parents, right? So it's not like I was living alone or anything like that. Parents are sleeping. And you know what? I'm like, something drumbly in the tumbly. Am I hungry still? Probably. So I'm like, let me go raid the fridge. So I go raid the fridge. And I see this 3/4 of this pumpkin cheesecake. And so since I was talking about Costco, let me explain something that Costco did for a limited time way back in the day. Is they created a pumpkin cheesecake. And so it was like a cheesecake, like a normal cheesecake. And they put this like pumpkin drizzle on top. And but I mean like not like a little like kind of the drizzle, right? It's like the actual drizzle. And it looked like this color, right? So I have my bottle right here of stuff I'm drinking. And I don't endorse this, so sparkling ice. It's just for a little bit of flavor. So, but it looks like this, right? Like a little bit more dark brown. And when you cut into it, that would create the flavorings of the flavorings of the pumpkin into the cheesecake. So as you slice, all that drizzle on top would go into the slice, and you would slice the other side, and all that drizzle will go into the slice, and then you pull it out, and you just have this delicious piece of cheesecake with like this caramelly almost consistency type of pumpkin sauce. Oh my god, it was the best thing ever, right? I don't think they've ever done it since then, but if Costco, you ever listen to this, please, I would love it if you brought that back again. Absolutely love it. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? Doing great. I'm gonna kill a piece of this cheesecake, right? This cheesecake's gonna know that I was, around today, right? So then I cut open this piece of cheesecake, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get a big slice. Big slice. I know it's late. I don't care. I'm 195. I've been killing him. 6'6", so you guys can't tell how tall I am, but I'm 6'6". So I'm like, I can eat this cheesecake no problem. This is after having a big meal, of course, right? So I'm gonna kill this cheesecake because I don't want to like get back up again. So big cut of cheesecake, tear into it. Bleach finishes up. I think Code Geass or maybe it was the Boondocks came on afterwards, right? And I'm like, man, that tumbly. Oh, thanks, Kurtz. I appreciate the good wishes. And then, so rumbling my tumbly, right? And I'm thinking, man, I really could go for another piece of cheesecake. or at least at the time, I thought I could kill another piece of cheesecake, right? So I'm like, another big slice, drizzle, everything, right? Let's get another big slice of cheesecake. So sit down, start watching the Boondocks, and I'm guessing it was the Boondocks. I'm not sure what it was, but I remember, like, could have been the Boondocks, could have been maybe Code Geass, could have been Samurai Jack, lots of different stuff that was on during the Toonami at that time, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm enjoying this cheesecake. It's good. Grab another slice, ate it. About half an hour into it. It's 1 o'clock in the morning now. I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling pretty terrible. And so, here I am, feeling bad. And I mean, like, it started out small, right? It's like a pain, and it started growing. And I mean, like, you know those videos where you watch and it's like, oh, every single time they clap, you know, we increase the speed by 5%, right? So at first, not so bad. As time goes on, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. My stomach is pain and it's starting to grow from one side to the other, right? So I'm getting it here and then my lower part of the stomach, and it's just growing up to my chest, and I'm like, okay, something's not right. So we have a family remedy, which is baking soda and 7-Up. So what you do is take like a little bit of baking soda, and I'm not talking like a full spoon, but maybe like the center of a spoon. Throw it in some 7-Up, mix it up, and you drink it. Right? Old family remedy. It works for me, right? Buyer beware. I'm not suggesting anybody do it, but I definitely do. And I try to do that, right? Doesn't do a thing. I burp. That's it, right? So I'm like, God, I'm still not feeling good. I'm like, I got Pepto-Bismol, right? Let me hit Pepto-Bismol, right? Maybe it's something to do with, maybe I'm getting too much acid, right? Pepto-Bismol doesn't do anything. I was prescribed some medication at the time, not for my stomach, but it was like intestinal things, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm probably backed up. Ate a bunch of meat, you know. Sometimes your body's just gotta let it go, right? Elsa Let It Go. That's a Disney reference for the ages there. And I'm like, you know what? That's probably it. Let me take some of that, and that should help. So take some of that. We're now getting into like the 2 o'clock territory. Pain's still growing, right? Getting worse and worse. And I'm feeling it. I can barely move, right? And I'm like, okay, let me take this stuff, right? Take it. Doesn't do anything. So I'm starting to get worried now. I'm starting to get scared, like legitimately. My heart's starting to race now. So I'm like, okay. Just due to what was going on. And it's not, it's a personal matter. I don't want to get too much into it because it's not mine to discuss, but my mother and father were sleeping in different rooms. And it was not, again, that wasn't because they're angry with each other. It was just, there was a reason behind it that has nothing to do with, you know, like they were, you know, anything to do with rage or anybody was angry with anything. But, so I go up to my dad, I knock on his door and I go, Dad, I'm not feeling well. He's like, what's wrong? He's, you know, he's waking up, right? Of course. So, you know, he's groggy. He's like, oh, you know, what's wrong? And I tell him, he's just like, I don't know. I had some cheesecake and I'm not feeling good. My stomach is like, feels like it's on fire and it's like spreading around and my body is just starting to ache. He's like, oh, did you drink, you know, 7-Up with baking soda? Because, you know, that's the remedy for everything. And I tell him, yeah, you know, I had some 7-Up and baking soda, and it didn't do anything, right? And my dad, he started getting up, right? and he's not, like, okay, you want me to get up with you and sit with you for a bit and see if it passes? I'm like, it's been going on for about an hour and it's not passing, right? Like, there's something definitely wrong. He's okay. Let's go ahead and get up and see what's going on. So I get up. He gets up. He comes over. He's like, okay, how you feeling? I'm like, I'm just, the pain is growing, right? And it's getting worse and worse and worse. So then, sorry, it's just it was a moment in my life that talking about it helps, but still not a good time. So then, that time, my dad and me are walking around the house. We're just pacing around the house in the living room, and not feeling good. Definitely not feeling good. And by this time, he's like, okay, so what do you want to do, right? Are you still feeling bad? I'm like, yes, I'm still feeling bad. And he's like, you want to go to the hospital? I'm like, no, but I think I should. I've never had a good experience at a hospital, and part of this story is another reason what added to that entire illness, right? And don't get me wrong, when you go to the hospital, you should most likely you're not having a good time because there's something wrong. But so he's like, okay, you want to go to the hospital? I'm like, I think I have to, right? Like, there's definitely something that's happening to me right now at the moment that I can't put my finger on. I don't know what's going on, and I need to go, right? So then he's like, okay, well, I gotta let your mom know, because I don't want her waking up in the middle of the night and finding out we're both disappeared. So let me go tell your mom. I'm like, okay, she's gonna freak out, but go ahead and tell her. So my dad goes and knocks on my mom's door, and he lets her know. He's like, hey, LJ's not feeling good. My real name, is different, right? So she says, LJ's not feeling good. It's really, really bad. He's already, done all these things. He goes through the whole entire explanation, right? He's like, explaining to her what's happened so far, and what we decided to do, and that we're going to the hospital. And my mom wasn't in a state that she could leave the house, but and for many different reasons. But she's like, let's go. I'm going with you. And I'm like, Mom, you don't need to go. We're just going to go see what's going on. We'll keep, this is probably during the time where cell phones were a thing, but they were probably like flip phones. So they weren't like, like today where you got this smartphone, right? And you can see people's faces and you can do all this other stuff. It's basically just like you can, well, and plus, if it was a thing at the time, we didn't have the money for that kind of stuff, right? Barely starting my real job for the first time. I didn't have money to buy a $600 cell phone at the time, and probably way more, right? But either way, so my mom was like, okay, well, I'll come with you and I want to see what's going on. I'm like, no, don't worry, we'll call you if anything happens, and we'll keep you updated. She's like, no, I'm going with you. During this time, it's now about 2:30 in the morning. The pain is getting so much worse, right? Pain is now creeping towards my arms. I can now feel it in my back. It feels like my entire body's trying to condense itself. The best way I can explain it is like it's trying to like come in and concave on myself. Denver. I'm going to stop my story here, read from what Denver, and I can't notice that your ad says power wash. Do you realize that involves hot water? You should change the wording on your ad. Okay. Thank you, Denver. Alright. And so then, body's concaving. I'm not feeling well. And he's like, what hospital do you want to go to, right? I'm like, well, people go to die at Sunrise. Sunrise is here in Vegas. It's right off the strip, so it's the main hospital everyone goes to, right? And I think it was a weekend, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Sunrise. Can we go to St. Rose? So I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's expensive, but yeah, we can go to St. Rose. I was still under my dad's insurance. He has culinary, and so he's like, we can go to St. Rose. I'm like, okay, cool. So we end up going to St. Rose. And so as we're driving on the freeway, because we're on the, well, at the time we were living on the east side of Vegas, right? Really far up. And it's about, at that time frame, because it was like 3:30 in the morning, 30 to 45 minute drive, right? It was like 2:30 to 3. I don't remember the exact time, right? So I don't know start giving times because I don't remember them. But it was definitely in that, like, no one's driving in the road right now at the moment hour, except for people who are trying to, like, skirt the cops. But even then, those people probably even made it to bed and they're probably out now, right? So I grab a pillow. We all hop in the car. Chevy Impala 2000. Still remember the exact car. And my dad's like, okay, let's start going. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm in the back seat. The Thundergrounds really want me dead. I'm in the back seat of the Impala, and I'm holding on to this pillow. And the pain's getting so unbearable that now, like, pain tears are starting to form. And I'm rubbing my stomach because I actually remember the pain. It was that, like, memorable. And so, like, I'm sitting in the back seat, I'm rubbing my chest, my mom's talking to me, my dad's talking to me, he's like, my boy, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, let's just get to the hospital as soon as we can. My boy, are you okay? I'm like, it's okay, you know, I just need it, I need someone to see me, And so, we get to the hospital, and, well, there was an incident that happened. So on the way to the hospital, you transfer from the 95 to the 215 to get to St. Rose from where we're at. And it's kind of like this long path that you kind of drive down, right? So it's like you make it's like a connector, right? At that point, I got a shock to my system that I was like, I cannot sit down right now at the moment. So my dad ends up pulling up on the side of the road. And my body is just like having like these pulsations of pain, pulsations. And it's just like crack, right? I'm using this bottle, it's too much, you know? That's not really a good representation. And so I'm just feeling these pulsations like, and my body's just like, almost like it's trying to reject itself, right? It's almost like, what I am going to give up on you at any minute, right? It's this feeling I'm getting. Of course, it didn't happen because I'm still here today, right? But that's the emotion that I was feeling. Oh, the roof is almost done. You know what? I'm gonna finish the roof. I'm gonna stop being so ADD. I'm gonna look past my ADDness and actually finish the roof. So then, I'm feeling these crunches on the side of the road, and I'm like grabbing the handrails on the side of the freeway. No cars around, thankfully, right? But I'm just feeling like complete and utter garbage. And my mom gets out of the car, and my dad get out of the car, and they're trying to comfort me. But I'm like, I'm just in the most pain ever. They're like, well, get back in the car. I'm like, well, I can't sit down right now. I need to be out. I need fresh air. I can't breathe. Still hold on to this pillow for dear life, right? Massaging my chest as much as I can. The pain is now growing from my arms, now going up to my, like forearms. And I'm feeling it down to my thighs now, like low to, like my lower thighs, coming down to my kneecaps. It's just spreading, and it's everywhere. And it's just like, you know how they have that like message in the hospitals where it's like, what's your pain on rating from 10, right? Center of the stomach 10, and then just like shades as you're getting out, right? So it's like 10 where the pain started, like 9s, 8s, 7s, and then my forearms were starting to get like the 4s, and I was just like in the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life. Like, oh, that's nice. Hey, roof is done. Worst pain I'm feeling in my entire life, right? we're talking like, I was talking like tears forming before. Now I'm full out crying, full just like nasty, like please someone just end this pain, whatever it is, knock me out, do whatever it is. So eventually, like 5-10 minutes, my dad's like, we just gotta get in the car and you just have to deal with it, because if you're standing here on the side of the road, trust me, you're not gonna feel any better. So I'm like, okay, get in the car. It gets worse. Right now, everything is now starting to get into the sevens. I'm starting to lose, I'm starting to get numb in my extremities, right? Because my body's just like shutting down because it doesn't want to deal with this anymore, right? And so I'm like, oh my god, this is the worst pain I've ever been in my entire life. So then we end up getting to St. Rose, and we go into the emergency room, and I remember my dad going up and yelling at the receptionist, and I just mean like yelling as he was speaking very loudly, because I'm his son, right? And he's just like, hey, my son is going through some crap, and can you help him? And the lady looks at me and she goes, is like, okay, absolutely, can you start filling out these forms? So my dad's like, okay. I'm sitting in one of the hospital chairs, right? Like, in my, pajamas. I get dressed. I have it was November, so I definitely had a sweater on. And it's probably, some stupid, kid sweater or something like that, right? So I'm, in my 20s. So I still am wearing some, teenager stuff. And she goes, it's like, so does your son take drugs? It's like, is this a drug-related issue? And he's like, do you see the way he's dressed right now? Does this look like a drug-related issue? And so he's like, sir, I'm just trying to help. I just want to make sure if this has anything to do with me. He's like, having a bad reaction to something, and my dad's like, angry now. And again, it was fear. It wasn't because anything else other than that. So then, I remember, as they said that, my body reacted from all the pulsations, all the stuff that was going on, and it was just like, this has got to come out. Down there or up here, we're going to do the fastest way possible. And I just projectile, right? And I mean a good 10 feet inside the, emergency room. Thankfully, no one else was around. It's 3:30 in the morning. It is completely empty in there. There's maybe 2 or 3 nurses, right? It is pre-COVID, by, 30,000 years before the dinosaur existed, right? There's nobody around, right? And there's no worries of diseases in a sense. So I just go out, right? And that did not help the pain at all. But once I did that, I remember hearing the lady behind the counter says, "We can see your son now." So I go in. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna give you something for your pain," because my dad's explaining to him what's going on. My mom's, crying. I'm crying from the pain, and I was worried. I was just worried. I was like, "What? Is this something that I had to have emergency surgery? Did I tear something? Did something happen?" And so they give me 6% proof Dilaudid, and if you know what Dilaudid is, trust me, it is hardcore. This stuff just is made for the most dire of situations in your life, right? And they give me Dilaudid, and it's a very small proof, and then just the pain subsides like that. It is a miracle how fast that thing worked, right? And they're like, hey, they run some tests. They're like, okay, where's your pain? I'm able to explain to them I'm no longer crying anymore. So we start talking about it, and then they're like, you have a gallbladder issue. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, it's where you're talking about where the pain came from and how it started and everything like that. we can tell that if it isn't your gallbladder, right, then we're gonna have to run a lot more tests, but we're pretty sure it's your gallbladder. So I'm like, okay, hit me, right? So I don't know what was the test that they did. I think it was some kind of like breathalyzer test. I don't remember it very well. That now this is getting to the point where like the pain's gone, right? I am at the point where my brain is shutting off because I just went through like one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, right? If not the most traumatic. Oh, actually, no, sorry. This is the second most traumatic experience. When it comes to just going to the hospital, so because there's the surgery afterwards and stuff, but I don't want to get into that today because it's gonna take a lot longer and it's gonna be a lot of explanation. So, but what was I? So they're like, yep, you have gallstones. So they do the test. They're like, yep, you have gallstones. And I'm like, gallstones? What are gallstones? It's like, so what happens is if you are a heavyset person and you go from, being very heavyset, having a certain lifestyle, because during that time before I lost all the weight, before I lost, like I think it was like 120 pounds. Yeah, because it was 195 and I weighed about 300. So I lost about 103 pounds, 104 pounds, give or take, right? And they're like, yeah, once you have that issue in your life, where you go down and lose so much weight and you live a completely different lifestyle, if you don't do it in a certain way, parts of your body will react differently. So like your body was so used to producing bile to handle all the food that you would eat, that now that you're not doing all that, your body produces gallstones. And so that means basically we're gonna have to take the sucker out because, and so I'm taking information from two different sources. So the parts of the part where we're taking it out, that came from the surgeon. The part about explaining what was going on with gallstones, that came from the emergency room. So this is not all the same day conversation. This is all just kind of explain what happened. So they're like, yeah, so the gallstones, we can do a procedure. It like breaks them up, go throughout, right? And I didn't tell you, when I vomited, the taste of cheesecake was the first thing that came out, right? And the last time I ever had that pumpkin one specifically. So I haven't had it since then, even though now like I would totally have it, right? Because it's been like so long that now it's like, who gives a crap? I would totally tear up some of that cheesecake right now. But that was one of those things where I didn't have cheesecake for a good like 3 years after that, because I was like, I cannot handle the trauma I just went through. And so what happened was, I'll just kind of give a little bit more explanation, is that night that I was having all this food and doing the Thanksgiving thing and everything like that, is I almost burst my gallbladder because a giant gallstone was blocking my gallbladder. And what happened is when I ate all this food, my gallbladder started to work again to produce the extra bile in order to digest all this stuff. And the gallbladder is not like a smooth surface, right? It's very spiky. And I don't mean like it's like giant spikes, like like not like that. I have scissors right here, but it's very jaggedy, right? Because it just sits in your gallbladder all day long, and I'm there eating all this food. I need to switch this out real quick. Hold on. I'm there eating all this food, and my body's like, I can't handle it anymore. And the gallbladder tries to come out. I, at the time, didn't know what was going on, so I'm thinking I was hungry, and I almost literally committed seppuku. trying to smash on this delicious cheesecake. Yeah, that's how I lost my gallbladder. Now, of course, there was a surgery afterwards, and that is a whole entire mess as well too. Now, I'm not going to hit that one today because that's an even longer story than my gallbladder story. I am happy though, because look at this, man. I'm just killing this. Killing this game here. Look at this. All these walls are just getting cleaned, and everything's looking nice. Look at that. The entire roof is done. Now I need the wall topper, I'm guessing. It's got to be underneath. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so that's where I need that. So let's put on the extension. So, very funny you say that, right? Is that yes, Cheesecake is the real villain of the story. Not at all. It was the fact that I should have paid attention to the fact that, you know, there was something going on that wasn't hunger. But at the time, you know, I thought it was hunger. At the time, I was like, you know what? I'm watching anime right now at the moment. I'm a hungry guy. I'm gonna just rip into some cheesecake. I hold no ill will towards cheesecake. I've had cheesecake many times in the past few years, but there was a good, like, 2-year portion where I did not touch the stuff. It was sad, though, because I love it. Am I getting that clean? Let's do that a little bit just to make sure I get all that done. Let's go with this one. Perfect. What happened? You put down, let me ask him. I'll let you type it out as I start cleaning some stuff here. Let people enjoy the sounds of the water. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that, man. This wall is getting clean. Right up there. Spot right up there. Doing my little spot cleanings. Boom. You just slept through it? Wow. No, there was no way I could have slept through this. One, I was watching anime, so, you know, like, killing the game with anime at that time. Like, I'm a young guy with very few friends. Anime was my, I don't know, I had a best friend, so maybe one day he'll jump on these to play with me some games, but yeah, anime was the closest I had to a friend that could talk to whenever I wanted to, right, or just, you know, was available to me 100% of the time. And I mean that not like in a bad way, I just mean like, you know, everyone has their lives they need to live. I love my buddy. I love all my best buddies because I say one, right? But I have many. I love them all with all my heart. They're good guys. Alright, so, well, bad idea. I wake up at around 5:30, 5:40 a.m. When I wake up, I'm literally feeling the might of God himself stabbing me. So, of course, while on my way to the dad's room and ask him if we could please go to the hospital, and thank God he did. I'm glad, man. I'm glad, you at least found that out, because sometimes, like, they were telling me at the hospital, it's like sometimes people just try to power through it, and that causes issues. Thankfully, I was lucky, and my dad had good health insurance, and a lot of this was covered. I looked at the bills afterwards. It would have cost me like hundreds of thousands of dollars for surgery and for all the medications they gave me. Let's get this right here, shall we? Oof, that's not doing a good job. Am I almost done? Am I literally almost done here? No, I'm not. Okay, well. I mean, what's left? Let's take some inventory here. This front side is... Oh, I know what's missing. That is missing. Why, hello there. Okay. That will have to be another day. This building looks about done, but I'm looking over there, it's 53%. Now, of course I did the pillow clutch method as you did, lol. But we're only like 15 minutes away from the hospital. Longest 15 minutes of my life. Yeah, it was the longest 30 minutes of my life. And it was exacerbated by the fact that I needed to, like, bend over on the side of the road for a good 10 minutes. My pain's gone, so of course, where's the pain coming from? And immediately they say, oh yeah, it's probably with the kidney. Yeah, apparently, like me getting healthy was a problem. They're like, yeah, you got healthy too fast. Usually you're supposed to take it a little bit slower than that because you can cause complications by changing your diet so rapidly and losing all this weight. Apparently that's why they have dietitians. For me, that's the devil's work, so who needs dietitians? I'm sorry, I don't want to laugh too loud. I don't want to laugh too loud. She's sleeping. I don't want to wake her up. But it's the devil's work. Dietitians off the date. They're not. I kid. Thank you, dietitians, every single day for the work that they do. Cladding. I kept reading that as chatting. They said it seemed that the kidney literally was not responding. It was only flowing through one kidney. Yeah, because you only need one kidney to live. Or, to do its due diligence, right? Okay. Let's get these windows cleaned, because maybe I can make that $199.60 with the new power washer. delicious. We all know cheesecake is the true villain. That's probably what caused your kidney to fail. Bless you. That dang cheesecake. It's a killer. Especially Costco pumpkin drizzle cheesecake. Now, if that ever does come back, I definitely suggest anybody get that stuff. That stuff is delicious. Not drop dead, gallbladder exploding delicious, but it was definitely really good. Okay. Almost there. I'm going to do the side swiping method. This is how I do on the controller. Good, but not great. Start with the windows and just like boom. I don't know the actual words of that song. I just know the boom boom boom. We spend the night together. It's pretty nice together. Just for myself, I'm doing this for other people who might be watching this later. Hopefully you're having a good sleep now. Hopefully you're like passed out, just relaxing. Please enjoy the sleep. If not, keep enjoying just me watching for a little bit. Whatever's on your mind, everything's going to work out. Regardless of what that means, right? I laugh because I remember being younger. I used to think when people used to say work out, I used to think that they meant like everything's going to go my way the way I think it's going to happen. Right? So like if I broke up with someone, I'm just taking that as a general thing. That's, not specifically what we were talking about, but if, let's say, I broke up with somebody, and someone would say, to work out, I would be like, oh, we're never going to date again. What do you mean it's going to work out? We're broken up. As I've gotten older, working out doesn't mean it fits your plan. Working out means either something better comes, or you learn to be okay with what happened. It's that mindset of, maybe what you planned wasn't the best to begin with. So, just take the punches and keep rolling, Sometimes it's all you can do. Yeah. So, 2 weeks go by, newsflash, it's still dead. Another 2 weeks go by, dead. Another dead, etc. Okay. And will then finally come to a conclusion it's not coming back. So they gave me a list of things to do and not to do and to avoid, not dying. Yeah, not dying is definitely a good one. Put that one on the top of the list every single time. Oof, man. This is a killer stain. Look at this. Look at how bad this is. just like that, it's gone. You know, there's probably something nice in there, right? No matter how bad something looks like on the outside, some hard work, get all cleaned up and it looks just as nice. Yeah, it's not fast. It's not easy. If you dedicate the time, you know, get it done. If you really want it to be. Let's jump over here. Halo skills coming into use. And yes, it's Halo, not Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite. If you like it, hey, great for you. I go with the classic style of being trained gaming. Oh man, I'm starting to feel happy. Look at this. Look at this. Just look how wonderful this is, right? I mean, like, of course, we still need some work over there, right? But you know, what doesn't need work in life? We can get it done. Take some time. Had my plan of attack. I was going to get the roof clean done in this episode, and now I'm even getting further because I'm just having such a great time doing this. Oof, look at that. That ribbon up there, all done. The iron cladding is what it's called. All clean. Booyah. That's done. Nice. Look at that. That wall is all done now. Now it's time to go finish up the iron cladding, and I can consider the main firehouse building. Oh. Ooh. I can finish that roof. But yeah, that's how my kidneys died. Shoot out to those blood clots for making shout out to those blood clots for making the worst pain I've ever felt. Yep. Shout out to the blood clots. Pour one out for my homies. Good thing you defeated the Thunder Gods, you know? You know, in Pokemon, the way you defeat Thunder is by rock. So, if I were you, just go outside and hurl a rock out into the air, and that'll show them you mean business. Just yeet a rock. Yeah. I'm kidding, don't do that. It's just fun. I love doing this. I love just experiencing, watching something go from like a large task, so much things to do, so many things to look at, so many things to clean, and just being like, yo, you know, just simple, right? I currently work in a job right now at the moment where, you know, there's so many moving parts, so many things you have to be aware of, and emails you have to write, and people you have to talk to, and confirm so many different things, and make sure everything's correct, because everything has, you know, so many people that are, relying on you to make sure you're giving them the most up-to-date information, and you don't want to ruin anybody's day by giving them the wrong thing, and just taking the time to play a game like this where there's no killing, there's no hurting anyone, just providing a service, right? Doing some cleaning. It's fun. Even now I'm getting goosebumps just like cleaning these little like sludgy marks. Leonard, Doc, it's Leonard, Cal's dad. Can you have come round? I have something filthy and dirty for you. Okay. Got a new job. Oh, I didn't realize there was something underneath there, so now I can get this done as well too. Boom. The Covenant must be defeated, yes. The Reach must not fall. Tell that to the Covenant. God, I love Halo. If I ever do get to a point where I can do YouTubing more often, I would love to do a Halo playthrough. I will do more of these though, because this is just fun. Just get like a nice relaxing night and play some Power Wash Simulator and clean some stuff up. I mean, imagine if I don't know how many more levels there are. I know there's a few, like a skate park and stuff like that. I'm hoping there's a lot more left. Should come out with DLC for this. Alright, let's do the walkie walk, shall we? Keep hitting E instead of R. Oh, Halo 3 is a masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. It's the best Halo game that's ever existed. Don't get me wrong, I love Reach, but Halo 3 is my personal favorite of all the Halo franchise. Okay, how do I get rid of that again? Oh, there we go. Doing that just to see what is missing. Okay, nothing's missing. Alright. I think this is the end of this building. Like, am I almost done with this building? I know I still got that mess over there, but one thing at a time. Yeah, that hot mess is gonna get cleaned as well too, but I think I'm almost done with this building. Let's get that clean. Let's get that clean. You know what? Let me do this. and all its sights and sounds. Boom diada, boom diada, boom diada. There we go. Now I can just do single stripes, right? Just go up and then down. And then up again. And then down. Gotta make sure I get that little last piece. Oof. I'm gonna clip this right here. Watching those grease marks disappear. Have a good one, Plushie. You have a great night, my friend. You take care of yourself. Sleep well. It was very fun chatting about our organ failures, yes. For everybody else, I think it's actually going to be it for the night. You know, don't worry if someone does happen to catch this. I will not leave you hanging. I do want to do the extra building there. I'm going to do it on stream because this was fun. Nobody, you know, I didn't get a lot of people in the chat, but even then, I had a lot of fun just talking for a second. And just getting some stuff off my chest because, you know, it's fun. It's fun talking. It's fun talking while playing this game because I think a lot while playing this game. You know, it's not just I want to do it on camera. It's just I already do it in my head. I'm already discussing life. I'm already thinking about what I want to do in the future. I mean, I'm already starting to clean this other one, even though I probably should be going to sleep because, you know, I got work in the morning. I'm having so much fun. I keep hitting E, but it's okay. Look at that. Okay. Let's at least get the first floor done. I'll do that. So I'm going to try and keep my talking to minimum as well too. So I'm just going to work. No talking. Hopefully you guys enjoy the water. Sleep well. God bless. I'll see you guys next time.